Gloucestershire, or rather Will Gidman, continued the destruction of Leicestershire on the second day of the LV County Championship match in Bristol, one on which Gidman struck the highest score of his career. The day after, he'd also claimed his best ever bowling figures. Gloucestershire were already miles ahead of the game at the start of the second morning after taking up a commanding position on day one when Gidman 6 for 15 had seen the visitors dismissed for just 117, to which Gloucestershire responded with 210 for 4 to already lead by 93 runs. And there was no sign of a Foxes fight back on the second morning, another gorgeous one in the west, as Benny Howell and Hamish Marshall got their fifth wicket partnership moving in the right direction. The home side had lost 4 quick wickets at the end of the first day, but these two were soon righting that wrong with plenty of early boundaries. Howell rather gave it away after contributing 34 runs to a 69-run partnership. He took on Ben Rain but mistimed his shot to James Sykes. That gave Gidman Jr., no doubt still glowing after his efforts with the ball on the previous day, time to show what an excellent all-rounder he is, if he can stay fit. The former Durham man soon looked the part, tucking into some slightly wayward deliveries early on. Marshall, a man who's been resurrected this season now that all the talk of representing Ireland has completely died down, moved to another 50, the 6th time he's got at least that far this summer. He got there with his 7th 4 from an innings which had thus far used up 83 deliveries, and he would have fancied his chances of going on to record his 5th 100 too. He was soon advancing further through the numbers with Gidman, a man who had a terrific first summer with Gloucestershire a couple of years ago, where he was the leading all-rounder in the country, and perhaps a little unlucky to not get a chance with the England Lions. His sophomore season was less good as the injuries, which have cost him this year as well, began to appear. There is little doubt that the 28-year-old has got bags of talent, and he was showing it off here in the company of Marshall, a man who's been there and done that in his long career. Between them, they added 97 runs for the 6th wicket to rub a large bag of salt into Leicestershire's already gaping wounds. These two had just earned their side their 4th batting bonus point when Marshall tried to whip Rain to leg but missed to go LBW for 81. Gidman pushed on, however, and this shot, an easy one through mid-on, took him to what was only his second 50 this season in what was his 12th innings. He got there off 105 balls, that being his 7th 4, but unlike Michael Klinger, Chris Dent and Marshall in this innings, he was able to take full toll of his start. He now really started to play his shots, some crackers amongst them, as he took his side past 400 for maximum batting points. The maximum tally should be gained from this match, and that may just about keep their extremely slender dreams of promotion alive. Whatever the outcome of their season, it has been a vast improvement on the last one, and with Gidman playing in this manner, the future is looking bright for a county which has lost its way over the last few years after so much one-day success at the turn of the century. Gidman had only ever scored 100 before. He made 116 not out in his breakthrough season when he became the first Gloucestershire player in a debut year to score 1,000 runs and take 50 first-class wickets. He now made it 2 tons, this one taking him 150 balls, his second 50 occupying only 45. He was being backed up superbly by Tom Smith, a man who's been kept out of 2 sides by Ollie Rayner, first at Sussex and then at Middlesex. His loan period in Bristol has been extended to the end of the season, and he's just beginning to show his value to this team. He took a hat-trick last week in a one-day game against Somerset to become a local hero, and he was now showing that he knows one end of a bat from the other. When he raced through for a single to mid-on, he'd reached a 50 for the first time in his career, getting there off his 120th delivery. He'd struck 6 fours in that and had showed the county circuit what a very handy performer he can be with both bat and ball. He was out straight afterwards, clipping Sykes to Matt Boyce, but left after putting on 131 with Gidman to take his side close to 500. That was reached as Gidman now went for glory, passing his career best in the process. It's not been a bad couple of days for him, and this was just the icing on the cake as his side batted on to take just a little bit more out of this pitch. With shots like these now being played, the declaration was clearly not far away. Before Klinger called them in, Craig Miles was run out, and then Gidman, by now on 143, holed out off Alex Wyatt. The declaration then came with Gloucestershire on 516 for 9, and that gave them a mammoth lead of 399. It then took the home attack only 27 balls to get a wicket. Greg Smith trapped in front by David Payne for 9, with the score on 13 for 1. There were still 10 overs left in the day for the Gloucesters to make more advances, but the pitch was still playing very well, and Ned Eckersley is in such form right now that he doesn't really need too much help from a surface. He again looked very good, reeling off one boundary after another, even though the end of the cricketing day was nigh. Before stumps were drawn, there was a nice moment too for debutant Angus Robson. He'd started his first-class career with a duck, but he got off the mark this time and struck his first boundary too. He has the chance to go again on the third morning on 19, while Eckersley has already raced to 32 off the same number of balls. Leicestershire will resume on 60 for 1, but that still means that they need an additional 339 runs just to make Gloucestershire bat a second time.